Hello and welcome out to Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio, the location for today's matchup between your Grand Lake Mariners and the Locos of Lima. I'm Donovan Mann, the voice of the Grand Lake Mariners, getting ready to bring you all the play-by-play action here for this one. It's game number 41 of 42 on the season. I cannot believe it is almost over. Time flies, and as we continue to go, we'll talk a little bit here about the situations going into this game. Lima Locos have clinched their playoff spot. The Mariners are mathematically eliminated. However, the Mariners can try to play spoilers in these last two games with the Locos. The Locos and Saginaw Sugar Beets are fighting for second place and get to host the play-in game. Lima Locos need to win out or win one and have a loss from Saginaw in order to clinch that second spot. If the Mariners were to win this one, it makes Lima's job a lot harder, and if they win the both, Saginaw will get the second team. And now we'll step aside. Here is the national anthem. Correction, it is not the national anthem. They're going to announce their lineups first. I'll get you the lineups after the national anthem. Mariners coming off of a win against Saginaw yesterday. That win, a final score of 16 to 12 in favor of the Mariners. It was a game in which they fought hard all game. The bats were working. Defensively, they were tight. They only committed 2 errors. And pitching was spot on. Here is the national anthem.
Men and women in our armed forces and our law enforcement personnel protect our freedoms every day. In respect to those great men and women and to honor America, we ask that everyone please stand. Gentlemen, remove your caps. Veterans, hand salute covered or uncovered for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
It's Lima Locos, Grand Lake Mariners here at Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. Donovan Mann, the voice of the Mariners, bringing you all the play-by-play action. These are two teams that have played already 4 times today. The Mariners have lost all 4 of those, Lima coming out on top. But 2 more matchups with these Locos for your Grand Lake Mariners, and they still have time to try to get a couple more victories in the win column. The Mariners walking in today with a record of 17-22, including they've won 2 out of their last 3 games. The Locos are 24-16 on the season, currently sitting in second in the Northern Division and trying to clinch that second spot. St. Clair Green Giants have already clinched the top spot in the Northern Division. Here's the lineups now. First for your Grand Lake Mariners who are visiting today. Stephen Fitzsimmons, the center fielder, will be leading it off. Blake Crossing, third baseman, batting second. Third will be the designated hitter, Chris Myers. Tyson Hayes, the catcher, batting cleanup. Fifth will be Jake McCall, the left fielder. Evan Spry, the first baseman, batting sixth. Seventh is Mackenzie Hicks, the second baseman. R.J. Williams, the right fielder, batting eighth. And then ninth will be Van Acker, the shortstop for today. Starting pitcher on the mound for the Lima Locos here today is Mark Castablanco. He is throwing left. He's normally a center fielder for this squad, but he's going to get a chance here to start on the mound. They will set that defense now here behind lefty Casablanco. Brad Croy is out in left field. Jess Davis is in center. And in right field, it is Malik Spratling. Tyler Simmons playing shortstop alongside Doty, the third baseman, Amacagello, the second baseman, Cade Veloso, the first baseman, and it's Christian Waltman doing the catching. Steven Fitzsimmons steps in, batting left here, and we are getting ready to go. Underway here in Lima, Ohio. Casablanco stepping in. He steps on as Fitzsimmons steps in. Lefty-lefty matchup here. The first pitch, step, and deliver. We are underway. It's a high pop past the third base dugout and out of play. Mariners are in their road blues with green lettering here today. White trim. It is white home jerseys for the Locos with blue and orange stripes going from about their chest up down to the bottom of the jersey. They have orange socks for the Locos as well, and white pants. That one missing there. It's called ball one. The count evens up now at 1-1 to leadoff man Steven Fitzsimmons. Mark Casablanco has 3 previous experiences as he on the mound this season. He delivers a high ball there to Fitzsimmons. Count now runs 2-1. In those 3 previous appearances for Casablanco, he has 6 2/3 innings pitched with an 8.10 ERA. That's going to be called strike 2. The count evens up now at 2-2 here to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons coming in today batting .155 with a .326 on-base percentage. The man from Golden Valley, Minnesota, who attends Valparaiso. The 2-2 pitch. A high pop to the shortstop who can complete the catch. Simon makes the catch, and there's one away. Pop out to the shortstop. We'll bring up the third baseman, Blake Crossing. Switch hitter will be batting right here against the lefty. Crossing wearing number 10 from Newman, Georgia, and attends Dartmouth College, where he just finished his sophomore season. He hits .308 with a .381 on-base percentage. 1 out, nobody aboard, no score in the top of the first. Inside called strike, 0-1 the count. Casablanco is from Calderon, Texas. He attends Calderon College, where he just finished his sophomore season. He delivers a slow curveball there, catches the outside corner at the knees. Strike 2. Quickly, the count is 0-2 here to Crossing. Casablanco steps, delivers, and swung on and missed. Casablanco will get himself a strikeout here in the first inning. There's now 2 up, 2 down for the DH, Chris Myers, to step in. Myers, left-handed batting man from the University of Toledo, and he attends the University of Toledo, and he's from Miamisburg, Ohio. Myers comes in today hitting .328 with a .410 on-base percentage. Nobody on, 2 outs. No score here in the top half of the first. The first pitch is delivered outside, ball 1. Casablanco not throwing any real heat here. Everything seems to be pretty much slow. Again, he's not a normal pitcher, so when you put a position player out there on the mound, you don't want him to try to throw 80 to 90 like a normal pitcher would, because they're just not trained to do such. They're more likely to throw out their arm doing that. That one misses outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Myers tries to check his swing. It's called a strike anyway on the outside of the corner. The count goes 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on, with no score in the top of the first. Lefty-lefty matchup here as Casablanco steps and delivers the 2-1 pitch. Myers cuts and misses. 2-2 count. Sometimes batters do struggle with slower stuff, though. That's what makes knuckleball so effective at sometimes. It's just because the velocity and the speed of it is just sometimes hard to pick up when you're used to swinging at 80 to 85 miles per hour. Sometimes a 60, as this one's a high pop out to right center. Coming over is the center fielder, and he cannot make the catch. That one's going to drop to the fence. Rounding second and heading to third will be Myers, and he will have himself a 2-out triple. Two-out triple for Chris Myers will bring up Tyson Hayes, the catcher, and the fourth batter in the lineup for the Mariners. Hayes, wearing number 16 from Aurora, Colorado. He attends Illinois State, where he hits .273 with a .345 on-base percentage. He's got a runner at third, and he does have 15 RBIs. He could get number 16 here with a base hit. He steps in batting right against the lefty. 2 outs, runner on third, no score here in the top of the first. Casablanca delivers the first pitch on the inside edge of the plate, called strike one. 0-1 the count here to Hayes. Casablanca looks in for his sign. He'll step and deliver the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed there by Hayes. The count will go 0-2. Hayes down to the count now here to Casablanca, wearing number 1 for the Locos. Locos are in their orange-based hats with a white front and the Lima Locos logo on the front, and it's an orange bill. The 0-2 pitch, down low, ball 1. The count goes to 1-2. 2 outs, runner on third. Lima Locos, already mentioned, second in the division, are trying to fight for that second spot. All the playoff spots in the Northern and Southern Division have been clinched. The top spot in the North has also been clinched by the St. Clair Green Giants, but that second one, this is going to be a line drive base hit into third. Myers is going to trot home. The Mariners will play in front as it's an RBI single for Tyson Hayes. Hayes gets RBI number 16 on the season. And with 2 away, runner on first will bring up Jake McCall, the left fielder. Lefty-lefty matchup here as he goes up against Casablanca. As I was mentioning, that playoff spot, the fight for second between Saginaw and Lima, that is an important spot because you get the second place team gets to host the play-in game to the playoffs. Again, kind of like a wild card situation there. The top team in each division gets a bye. And then the second and third place team, ball 2 here is both. First pitch misses low and outside. The second one misses high. 2-0 here, the count here to McCall. The top teams in each division get a bye. The second and third place teams have to play a play-in game. And the winner of that game goes on to play the top of their division. And the second place team gets to host. Catching the outside plate at the knees, strike 1 called. 2-1 the count here. 2 outs, runner on first. 1-0 ball game. Mariners on top, thanks to a triple from Myers and an RBI single from Hayes. McCall, the left-handed batter, attends Illinois State. 2-1 pitch is low and outside. It's now ball 3, 3-1. McCall attends Illinois State. He is from Bloomington, Illinois. He hits .308 with a .471 on-base percentage this season for the Grand Lake Mariners, coached by Damon Hacker. 3-1 pitch from Casablanca awaits. He sets, delivers. High pop off the bat of McCall. It'll go out of play past the third base dugout. Count runs full now here to McCall. Mariners are in the first base dugout, and they have a first base bullpen out in right field. That is out of play. Third base dugout for the Locos, and in left field there is the dugout for the Locos, also out of play. 3-2 pitch. Casablanca looks in for his sign. He checks back to first. He steps and delivers the payoff pitch. Fouled off here towards that first base dugout. It hits off the roof. Coaching first base right now looks like Logan Adams, the catcher. He tries to make a barehanded play out there to get it, but it does bounce back in play. Count will now go 3-2, remaining here to McCall. Casablanca will gather his pitch, delivers the 3-2 pitch. High fly ball off the bat of McCall. It's going out into left center. Coming over is left fielder Brad Croy, and the side is retired. The Mariners do score 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1 man aboard, and there are no errors in this inning. We will now head to the bottom half of the first. Mariners leading 1-0. We'll talk about the Mariners starting pitcher and the starting lineup for the Lima Locos on the other side of this break. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back out to Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. Here's the starting lineup for the home team, Lima Locos. Anthony Amacagello will be leading it off, playing second base here today. Cade Beloso, the first baseman, batting second. Third is Brad Croy, the left fielder. Batting cleanup will be Malik Spratling, the right fielder. Tyler Simon, the shortstop, batting fifth. Sixth is Mark Castablanco. Also pitching, and once he is removed from the mound, he will stay in there to DH. Braden Doty, the third baseman, batting seventh. Eighth is Jess Davis, the center fielder, and then the nine-hitter, Christian Waltman. Starting pitcher for the Mariners today will be number 39, Philip Hoffman, a starting righty for the Mariners this season, getting his 7th start and 8th total appearance. He is 1-4 on the season with a 4.40 ERA and 32 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 12 extra base hits, which includes 3 home runs, punched out 18 batters, and walked 14. He is from Wahama, West Virginia. He attends Marshall, the Thundering Herd, where he just finished his freshman season. This past spring, his freshman season had 10 appearances with 1 start. He had a 14.46 ERA and 9 1/3 innings pitched. Game number 41 of the season for the Mariners. The last 2 games of the season, 41 and 42, are both against these Lima Locos. It is game number 5 against these Locos. Mariners are 0-4 against Lima this season. 2 games previously played in Lima back earlier in the season. Right before the All-Star break, the Mariners lost 2 games at home against Lima, but they're hoping to change the tides against this team for the last 2 games and leave the season on a high note. Leadoff man Anthony Amacagello steps in, playing second base, batting right here against the lefty. Amacagello hitting .340 with a .426 on-base percentage for the Locos this season. Takes first pitch of the inside corner. Strike 1 called. Bremerton, Washington native is Amacagello. And now he awaits pitch number 2. The 0-1 pitch from Hoffman is inside. Ball 1. The count evens at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike here. Leadoff man Amacagello batting right here against the righty Hoffman. 1-0 ball game. Mariners on top. This one will be fouled down and off the leg of Amacagello. The count runs now 1-2, and Hoffman is ahead of him. Mariners scored their run after Chris Myers got a 2-out RBI triple. Tyson Hayes drove him in. Correction, Myers got a 2-out triple, and then he was driven in by Tyson Hayes' RBI single. 1-2 count here to Amacagello. Number 28 for the Locos. He waits the 1-2 pitch. Tapped right back here to the mound. It will go to Van Acker, the shortstop, who tries to make a barehanded grab, but cannot come up with it. The barehanded play was the only chance he would have had to try to throw out Amacagello, but Amacagello will get himself a leadoff single. And Cade Beloso, a man who has yet to play an inning in college, steps out. That's right, he is just a high school graduate. He was the Gatorade State Player of the Year in Louisiana. He bats left here, playing first base here today. He is from River Ridge, Louisiana, and he'll be attending LSU this coming season. A lot of high expectations for him as he hits .324 with a .423 in a collegiate summer league before he even gets a chance to play in college. First pitch is delivered outside from Hoffman. The count will go 1 ball, no strikes. Hoffman delivers the 1-0 pitch. It's high, ball 2. Beloso also leads this team for the Locos with 29 RBIs. Not a bad season for a man who has failed to play an inning in college already. That'll be called strike 1 on the outside edge of the plate. Count goes 2-1 as strike 1's called. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs, runner on first, 1-0 Mariners on top here at Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. The 2-1 pitch. is fouled backing out of play. The count will run even now at 2-2. Hoffman trying to pitch around that leadoff single. Has gotten here on Beloso's got 2 strikes, trying to get him to go after. Again, Hoffman does have 18 strikeouts on the season already. Hoffman steps, delivers the 2-2 pitch. Is fouled down off of Beloso, and now we'll go again at a 2-2 count. Runner on first is Anthony Amicagello. Amicagello does have 6 stolen bases on the season. Watch for him to run, but he only runs when he gets a favorable pitch and he feels like it. He's a smart runner, not an aggressive runner, such as some of the other ones with 14 or 13 stolen bases on this Lima Locos roster. Hoffman will step, deliver the 2-2 pitch. Inside, the count runs full now, 3-2. Sun continues to set out in left field here in Lima, Ohio. Get you the starting weather here. Well, first we await the payoff pitch to Beloso. It's inside, ball 4. So a single and a walk will start the bottom of the first inning. There's runners on first and second with nobody out as Brad Croy, the left fielder, will step in now. Brad Croy wearing number 7, 6 foot tall, Blandorf, Ohio native, attends Bowling Green State University, where he just finished his junior season there. He leads this team in batting average with a 400 and a 475 on base percentage. Hoffman delivers the first pitch. Bunt is shown, laid down here. The play will go down to no play as Hayes fails to grab the ball with his bare hand and throw it down. So that'll be an infield bunting single for Croy. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out here in Lima. Locos threatening. Malik Stratling, the right fielder, will step in now, getting his next plate appearance. Stratling also a pitcher for this Locos team from Leesburg, Georgia, and attends Gulf Coast Community College. Stratling, right-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. First pitch to him, low and inside, ball 1. Stratling is also the brother of Tyler Simon, the starting shortstop. Also, the 5-hitter will be following him up. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to him. The inside corner at the knees, strike 1 call. The count evens up at 1-1. Hoffman will look in for a sign. He'll gather and deliver the 1-1 pitch. The inside edge of the plate, strike 2 called, and the count 1-2. Hoffman ahead. Bases loaded. On third is Anthony Amicagello. Led it off with a single. Cade Beloso walked. He's on second. Brad Croy with a bunting single gets himself aboard at first. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, called ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Stratling just joined this team recently in the stretch. He does have 31 at-bats. He's hitting .323 with a couple of doubles. 5 RBIs on the season already. He's going to line one out into left field. That'll score at least 1. Cade Beloso's going to round third and head home. They're going to send in Brad Croy as well. It's a bases clearing 3 RBI double. And the Mariners now trail 3-1 here at Simmons Field, and there are still no outs. Malik Stratling gets RBIs, numbers 6, 7, and 8 on the season for. And again, I just mentioned he joined not that long ago. He was not on the roster when the Mariners and Locos last played just a couple of weeks ago. 3-1, Locos now on top in the bottom half of the first inning. They've done it on 3 hits. Runner on second, Hoffman will deliver. Low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on second, no outs. Hoffman looks in for a sign from Hayes. We await the 1-0 pitch. He steps. and delivers. But not before time was called by Tyler Simon, the shortstop, brother of Malik Spratling. Which is a shame because that one looked like it could have been a strike right there on the plate. But now here comes, we await the 1-0 pitch officially now. Hoffman delivers, same spot. He gets the strike, 1-1 now the count. Simon. Will step back in. Righty-righty matchup here. Hoffman checks back to second, delivers the 1-1 pitch. Off the bat here, grounded to short. Acker will scoop it up, throw it across the horn, and they will get the first out in this inning. It was a close play and a good throw by Van Acker, the shortstop, to get it across. But 6-3, the first out is acquired here by the Mariners. Runner on second, 3-1 ball game. Locos on top here in their home turf. Mark Casablanco, currently pitching also as well, will step in, batting left here against the righty. When he comes out as a pitcher, he will DH. 1 out, runner on second. Hoffman checks back and delivers. It goes down the first base line and just foul over the bag. The count will go 0-1 here. Casablanco hitting .229 with a .330 on base percentage. He's from, I already mentioned he is from Clarendon, Texas, and where he attends Clarendon College. 0-1 count here to the pitcher. Hoffman checks in for his sign. And the 0-1 pitch. Just a little bit low and inside. Ball 1. 1-1 now the count. 1 out, runner on second. Games going on around in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League here on a Saturday evening. In the bottom of the 7th, Southern Ohio Copperheads lead 4-3 over the Licking County Settlers. That's in Athens. Line down the first base line. Scooped up there by Spry, who will take it himself. There's now 2 away as Malik Spratling advances over to third, and he's now 90 feet away. But with 2 outs, and number 6, Braden Doty, the third baseman, will step in. Doty, also a catcher for this team, will bat right here. 6'1" man from Denham Springs, Louisiana, attends LSU, will be future teammate of Cade Beloso, the first baseman of the Locos at college. Just finished his freshman season. He hits .244 with a .286 on-base percentage for the Locos. He takes ball 1. 1-0 the count here. 2 outs, runner on third, and a 3-1 ball game. Locos leading. Hoffman checks in for his sign and delivers the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed there by Doty. The count evens up at 1-1. Top of the second, Lake Erie Monarchs hosting the Galleon Graders. Monarchs trailing 1-0. Top of the second, Hamilton Joes and Cincinnati Steam and Cincinnati tied at no runs apiece. Muskegon Clippers lead 1-0 in Muskegon over the Irish Hill Leprechauns. That's at the bottom of the first. Strike 2 called there. Good pitch by Hoffman, and he's ahead of Doty, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third. Hoffman looks in for a sign. He steps. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. First strikeout of the day for Hoffman. The side is retired, but not before 3-run score on a total of 3 hits. 1 man was left on base, and no errors in this inning. Well, the Mariners put up a 1 spot in the top half of the first, but give up 3 in the bottom half of the first. We'll head to the top of the second, and for the Mariners, Spry, Hicks, and Williams due up. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Mark Casablanco comes back out onto the mound, gave up one run in the top of the first. His team has since given him some runs to respond. It's a 3-1 ball game. Lima Locos on top. Evan Spry, the first baseman for the Mariners, will lead it off. He's the sixth man in the starting lineup. He bats left here against the lefty. Spry, wearing number 42, the famous Jackie Robinson number, from Janesville, Wisconsin. He attends Creighton University. He hits .285 with a .395 on-base percentage. First pitch to him is bounced down the first base line, and Mark Casablanco can just beat it out as he runs to cover at first. Close play there, but Spry will be caught out 3-1. So with one out now, Mackenzie Hicks, the second baseman, will now step in. Mackenzie Hicks getting a lot more playing time lately due to some injury concerns for the Mariners, which 7 players have left the team, all because of injury. Hicks, also a pitcher for this Mariners roster. He hits .325 with a .449 on base percentage, not bad. Numbers for him. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Curveball in the outside corner. Count will catch at the knees. 1-1, the count evens up. Hicks is from Echo, Alabama, where he attends Troy. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball outside. Count will go 2-1 as that one's called ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. 3-1 the score. Mariners trailing here on the road. 2-1 pitch. High and inside, ball 3. Hicks ahead, 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As mentioned before, Mark Casablanco not throwing a lot of heat, but he can get strikes as he gets Hicks to cut and miss on one there. The count runs full now at 3-2. Casablanco does have 1 strikeout. It was to Blake Crossing. Trying to get strikeout number 2 here as Hicks will be looking to get the Mariners a base runner with 1 out. Casablanco delivers the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside edge of the plate. Second strikeout of the day for Mark Casablanco. There's now 2 away for R.J. Williams, the right fielder batting left, man from Pickerington, Ohio. He attends Bowling Green State University. He'll be a senior this coming season. R.J. Williams is hitting .250 on the season with a .385 on base percentage. First pitch to Williams is the inside edge of the plate. Strike 1 called. The 0-1 pitch. Tell you what, we'll see how long Casablanco also goes into this game. He's, again, not throwing very hard, and he's been having very efficient outings. And this one's going to hit Williams on the arm. So R.J. Williams will get aboard via the hit by pitch. And there's a 2-out base runner. And shortstop Van Acker will now step in with 1 out, with 2 outs. Runner on first. Casablanco was trying to curve in a ball there on the inside corner. Instead, he just throws a soft one that curves right into R.J. Williams. First pitch to Acker is lined and grounded right to the third base dugout. Count will go 0-1 on shortstop Van Acker. Van Acker yesterday against Saginaw had himself a very good day. He was 2 for 4 with a couple of sacrifice RBI flies as well. And his first base hit, which was his first plate appearance in the second, he broke an 0 for 24 streak from the plate. He has relocated his bat. He almost lines one into left field here, but it'll end up going foul. And the count quickly 0-2 here to Van Acker. Or actually, it's going to be called a balk, so R.J. Williams will get second base now. So still an 0-1 count with 2 outs. Van Acker is going to ground this one to the third baseman, who throws it across. And Doty throws to Beloso, 5-3. The Mariners do get a base runner aboard on no hits, but they leave R.J. Williams stranded. No runs cross the plate. Lima Locos leading 3-0 here in their home field at Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. Led to the bottom half of the second. Mariners and Philip Hoffman trying to hold the 3-1 score as is. Jess Davis, Christian Waltman, and Anthony Amicagello do up for the Locos. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I will return. Welcome back out to Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio, the location for today's matchup between your Grand Lake Mariners and the Lima Locos. The number 8 hitter and center fielder Jess Davis will lead it off for the Locos in the bottom half of the second. Locos leading 3-1 on 3 hits. Only 2 hits for the Mariners. Locos led off the top of the first, or the bottom of the first, with a single, a walk, and then a couple more base hits to score in 3 runs. Philip Hoffman was able to get the next 3 outs after that, but Mariners trailing 3-1 as left-handed batter Jess Davis steps in. First pitch to him, good pitch on the outside edge of the plate there. Count will go 0-1. Hoffman looks in for his sign. He'll step and deliver the 0-1 pitch to Davis. Little bit inside. Ball 1. The count evens up at 1-1. Jess Davis wearing number 12. He is from Kearney, Missouri. He attends the University of Alabama of Birmingham, or UAB. He takes outside corner at the knee, strike 2. The count quickly 1-2 to Davis, who hits 193 on the season for the Locos with a 277 on-base percentage. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hoffman waves off the first pitch. He'll take the second. He'll step and deliver the 1-2 pitch. Is fouled off towards the left field fence, and the count will go 1-2. Davis will step back in as Hoffman gets his sign. He gathers, delivers the 1-2 pitch. Is fouled off back towards the screen and will go again at 1-2. Davis fending off a couple of pitches here, trying to put up a good at-bat, try to work the count against Hoffman. Hoffman just trying to finish him off, get that strikeout, or get a weakly tapped ball towards one of his infielders. And the 1-2 pitch. Check swing as it's down low. The count evens up at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff man Jess Davis stepping back into lefty batter's box. Righty starting pitcher Philip Hoffman gets his sign. He delivers the 2-2 pitch. Count runs full as that one misses low and outside. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We await the payoff pitch. Hoffman gets his sign. He'll step and deliver the payoff pitch. Down low, ball 4. And so much like in the first inning, the Lima Locos will get themselves to lead-off base runner. This time via the walk. The second walk issued today by Philip Hoffman. That brings up the 9-hitter Christian Waltman. Nobody out. Runner on first. 3-1. Lima Locos leading here in Lima, Ohio. Waltman, the catcher. Right-handed batter going up against right-handed pitcher. First pitch to him is bunt show down the third base line and throw it over to first. The sacrifice bunt will move Davis into scoring position. And there's now 1 away, runner at second as Davis moves over. That was a sac bunt play all the way, and Waltman does his job. Anthony Amicagello, the second baseman, steps in. Leadoff man here today. He is 1 for 1 on the day. Singled to lead off the bottom of the first for the Lima Locos. He came around to score on the 3 RBI double by Malik Spratling. Righty-righty matchup here. Runner on second, 1 out. 3 runs for the Locos, 1 for the Grand Lake Mariners. First pitch is inside here to Amicagello, and the count goes 1 ball, no strikes. Hoffman will check back to second before he gets his sign. The numbers, by the way, for Jess Davis as we await the 1-0 pitch. Step in, deliver. And that'll be called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on second. The numbers, by the way, for Jess Davis, the center fielder. He does have 5 stolen bases, so he'll pick and choose when he wants to go, but not a big number there in the stolen base department. 1-1 count is going to be hit high out to center field. Back goes Stephen Fitzsimmons. He comes and makes the catch. And there's now 2 away. Amicagello now falls to 1-2 on the day. Cade Beloso walked his first time up back in the bottom of the first. The first baseman will step in. Left-handed batter who will be attending Louisiana State this coming fall. Again, walked his first time up. River Ridge, Louisiana native, will step in. Runner on second, 2 outs, 3-1 the score here in favor of the home team Locos. First pitch will be fouled off towards the first base dugout, and we'll go at 0-1. Beloso will step in. Hoffman checks for a sign. The sun continues to set out in left field. The shadows continue to stretch. I wonder how hard it's going to be to see for some of these batters, especially left-handed batters who are going to have to look right out to the pitcher, but that sun continues to set right into their eyes. Right-handed batters, their backs will be turned to it a little bit. It might be better. That one missing low and outside, ball 1. But I just got to imagine how that will play out until that sun disappears behind the tree line out there. The 1-1 pitch. A high fly ball out to right field. Back goes R.J. Williams at the fence, and he makes the catch on the warning track. So Jess Davis leads it off with a single. He gets advanced to second on a sac bunt, but a couple of flyouts get the Mariners out of the inning with no run score. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base, and no errors. We'll now head to the top half of the third. Mariners trailing 3-1 here in Lima. Due up for the Mariners will be the top of the order in Stephen Fitzsimmons, Blake Crossing, and Chris Myers. This is Mariners Baseball live on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I will return. Mark Casablanco steps back out on the mound here for inning number 3. Top of the third inning we go. He has given up 1 run so far and also 2 base hits. Again, he is normally a outfielder for the Lima Locos, but he'll go up against Stephen Fitzsimmons for the second time today. Fitzsimmons popped out to the shortstop his first time up, shows bunt, lays it down. He runs down the line, and Casablanco will slip as he tries to make the play on that one. So it will be a bunting single for Fitzsimmons, and the Mariners will get their leadoff man aboard. Tell you what, that could have been a close play. Stephen Fitzsimmons, with that outfielder speed, could have beaten it out even if a throw had come. But Casablanco coming in to field it. Casablanco coming over to field it, had it up in his hand, but then slipped as he tried to turn and throw. Dartmouth switch hitter Blake Crossing will be batting right here against the lefty. Will ground the first one right to Simon, the shortstop, who will flip it over to second for 1. That will get the out in Fitzsimmons, the force out, fielder's choice. But he bobbled the ball trying to throw to first, so it'll just be a fielder's choice. 6-4. And Chris Myers tripled his first time up with 2 outs back in the first. He steps in, batting left here. He got better of Casablanco the first time up. Chris Myers doing the DHing duties now. And the first pitch will be grounded towards the first base dugout, and we'll go at 0-1. Fitzsimmons has been doing a lot of DHing lately. He's certainly filled that role well. He DH'd yesterday against Saginaw, and he was 2 for 5 yesterday against Saginaw. Here comes the throw down to second as Blake Crossing goes. Not a very good jump there for Crossing, and he will be caught stealing. The play is 6-2. And there's now 2 outs, nobody aboard for Chris Myers. Very similar situation now to when he came up on the top of the first. We'll see if he delivers with another triple, or a double, or a single, or a home run. Let's go for the cycle. Let's see if Chris Myers can't go for the cycle today. He'll ground this one to the screen. The count will now run 1-2 as that one on that pitch that caught Crossing was ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1, the Lima Locos leading. As I was saying, though, about Myers, he also drew a couple walks yesterday as well. He delivered with a 2-run homer in the first that got the Mariners on the board against Saginaw yesterday. He's filled that DH role well as he takes low and outside, ball 3. Ball 2, count runs even now at 2-2 with 2 outs. Deuces are wild. And then Chris Myers in another game he's DH as he hits this one sky high out to center field. Going back towards the fence is the center fielder. He gets back at the fence, and the side is retired. The Mariners do eventually go in order despite a fielder's choice, and a failed stolen base attempt. Gets only 3 batters to the plate, but there was 1 hit. No runs crossed the plate, no errors, no men left aboard. 3-1, we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Mariners trailing, and don't go anywhere. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. I shall return with more play-by-play baseball. Philip Hoffman will come back out to the mound now. Here we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Brad Croy, Malik Spratling, and Tyler Simon due up for the Lima Locos as the Locos lead 3-1 here in Lima and Simmons Field. Philip Hoffman getting his last couple of warm-up pitches. Brad Croy, the left fielder, 1 for 1 on the day with a single back in the first. He then came around to score on the Malik Spratling 3 RBI double. 3 hits for either side, and no errors have been committed yet. And the BGSU Falcon will step in, batting right here. It's a righty-righty matchup. Here we go. Brad Croy, also a pitcher, but he has been more of a batter. He's actually only got 1 appearance on the mound this season. And he fouls this first pitch out of play and backwards. The count goes 0-1. Croy, in that 1 appearance on the mound, he ended up with a 6.75 ERA. He pitched 4 innings. He is 0-1. Recorded only 1 strikeout. The 0-1 pitch, low and outside, we call ball 1. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, left fielder Brad Croy. The 1-1 pitch. This one low and in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hoffman looks in for his sign. He steps, delivers the 2-1. High fly ball out to center. Stephen Fitzsimmons will move over to the right and make the catch. Croy is retired. He goes to 1-2 now on the day. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Mariners trailing 3-1 here in Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. Malik Spratling, the right fielder, will step in. He is 1 for 1 with a double and 3 RBIs already here. Again, just mentioned he joined the team just this past week or so and he has already made a huge impact at the plate. First pitch to him is swung on and missed, and the count will go 0-1. We'll get you some scores from around the majors here, but we await the 0-1 pitch from Hoffman. Tapped down the first base line. Hoffman will come over, scoop it up, and flip it over to Spry at first. 1-3, 2 up, 2 down for the Locos. The Tigers in Detroit lead the Cleveland Indians in the bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. The score is 2-1. In their first game of a doubleheader between the Kansas City Royals and the New York Yankees, the Royals in New York won 10-5. That was in the first game. In the second game, at the end of the second, 2-0 Yankees. First pitch here to Tyler Simon, the shortstop, who grounded too short his first time up. He takes low, ball 1, 2 outs, nobody aboard, 3-1 the score here in Lima. In the end of the second, the Red Sox and Twins in Boston are tied at 1-1. Low, ball 2 here to Simon. The LA Dodgers in the bottom of the second lead 1-0 over the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta. Texas Rangers in Houston lead 1-0 in the top of the third over the Astros. The 2-0 pitch outside, quickly 3-0 here to Simon. The St. Louis Cardinals beat the Chicago Cubs in St. Louis, 6-2, the final score in that one. Later on today, Angels and Mariners will play in Los Angeles. The 3-0 pitch. Pitch right down Broadway there. Simon taking all the way. The count now goes 3-1 as it's called strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strikes, 2 outs, nobody aboard. 3-1 the score in favor of the Locos. 3-1 pitch is tapped here to Van Acker, the shortstop. Comes over, throws across the horn, and the throw is just in time. That was a close play. The Locos fans are moaning and groaning about it. But the umpire makes the call that Tyler Simon is out, and for the first time today, the Locos will go in order. 3-1 ball game here. Locos on top at home. We'll head now to the bottom half of, or the top half of the 4th inning for the Mariners. Due up, it will be Tyson Hayes, Jake McCaw, and Evan Spry. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll return. Mark Casablanco, the starting left-handed pitcher on the mound. I use the term pitcher lightly because he actually is an outfielder, but at the end of the season, they're running low on pitchers again. I believe 5 or 6 pitchers have left the team since we last faced off with these Lima Locos, and that was just about 2 weeks ago. Tyson Hayes will step in here to face Casablanco, who has pitched a 1-run ball game. Thus far, he's only allowed 3 hits, and he hasn't walked a guy either. Hayes will step in. RBI single his first time up. That drove in Chris Myers from third. He is batted in the only run. He takes high, ball 1. Hayes leading off here. Yesterday against the Saginaw Sugar Beets, Hayes had himself a pretty good day, depending. He didn't even hit. He hits a high one out into left field, right on the edge infield grass. Shortstop Simon will make the catch. And there's one away. I have to say that Hayes had himself a pretty good day against the Sugar Beets 2 games ago. He had himself a 2-run homer. He was hit by a pitch. He was 1 for 3. He was the player of the game. Jake McCaw, the third The left fielder will step in. He flew out to left his first time up. He takes low, ball 1. 1-0 the count, 1 out, nobody aboard. 3-1 the score. Mariners trailing here on the road against the Lima Locos. Next pitch here to McCaw is grounded down the first base line and goes just foul at the last moment. The count will go 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody aboard. McCaw yesterday was a man to be reckoned with against Saginaw. He was 3 for 4 yesterday, had an RBI single, a double, and a 2 RBI double. He was the player of the game yesterday because he drew a couple of walks as well. He got aboard 5 straight times from the first to the 7th inning. His last at-bat in the 8th, he did fly out to left, but all in all, a good day for him yesterday. He'll be looking to provide some of that magic here as he fouls off pitch number 3. It's now a 1-2 count. 1-2 pitch is outside. The count runs even at 2-2. Mariners trailing by 2 here on the road. Still plenty of time, though, for them to try to come back in this one. Mariners have been known to catch fire later in games. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed by McCaw. He'll go down swinging. The 3rd strikeout of the day for Castablanco. And that'll now bring up the Creighton Blue Jay, Evan Spry. Spry, the first baseman, grounded to the first baseman who had to flip it over to the pitcher Castablanco, and what Castablanco had to make an athletic run down there because Spry was off and running, and he pulled the first baseman enough off the bag that the Castablanco was going to be the only one to make it. Spry almost beat it out. He takes ball 1. Second pitch is called strike 1 on the edge of the plate. Count runs even 1-1. But Spry, for a first baseman, is really athletic. Normally you figure your first baseman's being more of the typical power hitter guys. He'll ground this one, and it will get past the second baseman who tries to make a sliding play. But Amacajello cannot make it. So it'll be a 2-out single for Evan Spry, his first base hit of the game. Base hit number 4 for the Mariners. 2 outs, runner on first. Mackenzie Hicks, the second baseman, steps in, struck out looking his first time up. As I was saying, though, about Spry, he is a very athletic first baseman, but also can deliver the power, can deliver the solid extra base hits. Mackenzie Hicks on the first pitch is going to pop this one sky high. First baseman will back out of the way as the second baseman, Amacajello, comes over, pops it out to the second baseman, and the side is retired. Mariners do get a hit. They leave him stranded, though. No errors and no runs cross the plate as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Mariners trailing 3-1 here in Lima, but don't go anywhere. Still plenty of baseball. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. I will be right back. Welcome out to Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. Mariners versus the Lima Locos here on the Mariners Media Network. Hello, I'm Donovan Mann, the voice of the Grand Lake Mariners, bringing you all the play-by-play here for game number 41 of 42 on the Mariners season. 3-1, the Lima Locos leading here at home over your Grand Lake Mariners. Philip Hoffman gave up all 3 of those runs back in the bottom of the first. Since then, he has had a pretty efficient game. He's only recorded 1 strikeout, but he's gotten the knocks he needs to get the outs. And now he'll be going up against an 0-for-1 man, Mark Castablanco, left-handed batter. He's also the pitcher for today. And he gets this one sky high out to right field. Back goes R.J. Williams. He's out of room, and it will fall in the Mariners bullpen. Mark Castablanco will get himself a solo home run, and it is now 4-1 here in Lima. fourth base hit of the game is a absolute bomb out to right field by the pitcher, Castablanco. He now gets his third home run of the season, RBI number 21, and it's now a 4-1 ball game. As Hoffman will try to shake that one off. For Hoffman, that was home run number 4 given up this season. First pitch here to the new man at the mound is Braden Doty, third baseman, right-handed batter, struck out swinging, the only strikeout victim to Hoffman today. He grounds this one down the third base line and foul. Count goes 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Hoffman is grounded to short. Acker comes over, throws across, a little bit high, but Spry can get it. And 6-3. And there's now one away. 4-1 the score here. One out, nobody aboard. As Jess Davis, the center fielder, will step in. Walked his first time up, back to lead off the second. He got advanced to second on a sacrifice bunt, but then a couple of flyouts by the following two batters retired the side. One out, nobody aboard. 4-1. 4 hits for either side. The Locos lead. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Count goes 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Sun continuing to set and continuing to get brighter as I look from behind home plate. The sun leaks in. Strike 1 called here to the left-handed batting, Jess Davis. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Hoffman delivers the 1-1. It'll be tapped down the first base line and will roll foul. Hoffman ahead now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I tell you what, that home run by Casablanca, that was one of those off the bat where you just kind of had a feeling that it was going to go the distance. It had that special kind of crack in which you just saw it and watched it drop out past the fence in right field. The 1-2 pitch now here is called a little bit off the plate, maybe a little bit high. Count evens up now at 2-2 to Davis. 1 out, nobody aboard. But you know that this with the wood bats, you know, you hear that solid crack off the bat, and you just know it's leaving the park. Jess Davis tries to do his best Casablanca impression, but instead it's strikeout number 2 of the day, as on the 2-2 pitch, Davis swings and misses. Second strikeout of the day for Hoffman, and there's now 2 away for right-handed batting catcher Christian Waltman. Laid out a sacrifice bunt back in the second that moved Jess Davis from first to second. Waltman, the catcher, steps in for his next plate appearance. He takes just a little bit inside, checks his swing, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Waltman hits 149 on the season with a 196 on-base percentage. He is from UAB as he grounds this one down the third base line. It'll go foul, count now 1-1. He attends University of Alabama, Birmingham, or UAB. He is from Seamus, Alabama. And UAB, his freshman season, he did not play, so he took his red shirt there. It's a 1-1 count, 2 outs, nobody aboard, 4-1, Locos leading. 1-1 pitch, inside, ball 2, 2-1 now the count. If Maltman were to reach, he would go back to the top of the order where Anthony Amicagello stands on deck. Again, Lima Locos playing to try to move towards clinching that final that second playoff spot. They would be hosting the play-in round. Again, the Northern Division regular season championship has already been claimed by the St. Clair Green Giants. They get their first round bye. Next pitch misses 3-1. We await the 3-1 pitch now. Popped high, backing out of play. The count runs full after pitch number 3 in the at-bat was inside, and this one fouled off. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody aboard. Man at the plate is Christian Waltman going up against right-hander Philip Hoffman, a righty-righty matchup. We await. Hoffman steps the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Hoffman got him to chase the high heat, back-to-back strikeouts to retire his side, but the Lima Locos do get a lead off solo home run to increase their lead to 4-1. No men left on base and no errors in the inning. We'll now head to the top of the fifth. Mariners trailing 4-1 for your Grand Lake Mariners. R.J. Williams, Van Acker, and Stephen Fitzsimmons due up. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll return on the other side of this break. Welcome back out to Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. R.J. Williams, the Bowling Green State University Falcon, will be leading off for the Mariners. The number 8 hitter was hit by a pitch his first time up, one that looked like Casablanca was trying to drop it in on the inside plate, and instead it just curved right into Williams' upper arm. He steps in for his next plate appearance. Here in the top half of the fifth, Mariners trailing 4-1. Each side has hit 4 pitch, hit 4 runs. Let me correct that. Has recorded 4 hits. The first pitch is low and outside. To the backstop it goes as it gets past the glove of the catcher. And then rolls back in play. The 1-0 pitch is popped high by R.J. Williams. Down the left field line. It will go out of play. Count evens up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike here. R.J. Williams, good candidate for the leadoff position. He can lay down a bunt if you need it. He can deliver with a good base hit. He can take his walk. He lays down the bunt here, and it will roll foul as it goes backwards. Count now goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. But see, he can make that play work. If the defense is not expecting it, he has the speed to lay down the bunt and get himself aboard. He is one of 2 really good bunters, the other one being Blake Crossing. RJ just cannot make it work there, and now he's down in the count 1-2. Casablanca, the starting lefty. He'll step, and the 1-2 pitch. Liner right to the first baseman Beloso, and there's 1 away. He lined that one right to the first baseman. A little bit more to the left, and that could have been an easy single, but it's just not meant to be. Van Acker grounded out to the third base his first time up. He's 0 for 1 on the day, playing shortstop for the first time this season. 1 out, nobody on. 4-1 the score, Locos leading. Off the bat here of Acker, if it drops, it will be fair, and it will be a single, no double, as Acker heads into second standing. It was a good liner right down the line. No chance for the third baseman, and the only question would be if it dropped foul and it lands right by the line. 1 out single for double correction for Acker. He's now in scoring position for Stephen Fitzsimmons. 1 for 2 on the day with a single back in the third. He popped out to short his first time up on what was just a little bit too low of a ball. Otherwise, that one would have easily dropped into left center. But because of just not enough hang time on it, Simon, the shortstop, was able to jump up and get it. He takes low, ball 1. The count now 1-0. Runner on second, 1 out in a 4-1 ball game. Locos leading. 1 ball, no strikes pitch is low and outside again. 2 balls, no strikes. Van Acker does have 2 stolen bases on the season. Mariners don't run a lot. Not as much as they started. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Right there at the knees. It's called strike 1. Stephen Fitzsimmons does not agree with the call, but he will have to take it. 2 balls, 1 strikes, 1 out, runner on second. There's not really much of a breeze here in Lima, so don't expect that to affect the carry of the ball whatsoever. It's about 77 degrees, just a little bit of humidity. The 2-1 pitch. Foul back to the screen by Fitzsimmons. Count runs even now at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the on-deck circle following Fitzsimmons will be Blake Crossing, the third baseman. 0 for 2 on the day with a fielder's choice and a strikeout. Castablanco, the starting lefty, will step back on the mound in this lefty-lefty matchup. Fitzsimmons awaits the 2-2 offering. Delivered. Outside, bouncing in front of the plate, and it gets away from the catcher. Really doesn't get away from him, but he kind of loses it under his feet. He kicks it around a little bit before he discovers it. Acker does the safe thing and stays at second. Count now full here to Valparaiso attendee Stephen Fitzsimmons. Checking in for his sign is Casablanco. The lefty payoff pitch. Fouled off down the left field line. And we'll go again at 3-2. We await the second payoff pitch here from Casablanco. He'll check in for a sign, takes a deep breath before he steps in on the rubber. Looks in for his sign. Says, yeah, we'll go with that. Checks back to second. And he steps off. He'll step back on, look in for his sign. Wastes no time. Checks back to second. The payoff pitch. Low, ball 4. Gets away from the catcher, which will allow Van Acker to head to third. So he walks Fitzsimmons, the wild pitch, advances Acker to third. Runners at the corners, 1 out. As Blake Crossing, the shortstop, grounded into a fielder's choice. His last time up was also struck out today, 0 for 2. After that fielder's choice, he was also caught stealing from a snap throw from the catcher. And this one will be grounded up the gut. That will score 1 for the Mariners. Fitzsimmons will head to second. And it's a 1-out RBI single for Crossing. Mariners are back within 2 now. It's a 4-2 ball game. Base hit number 6 for the Mariners on the day. And for Crossing, that is RBI number 19. Base hit number 1 in the game. And now the Toledo Rocket, Chris Myers, will step in 1 for 2 on the day with a triple in the first. He flew out to center his last time up. 1 out, runners on first and second. He looks at a pitch outside. Somebody getting up and loose now in the bullpen for the Lima Locos. Not throwing yet. Correction, he just picked up a ball and he starts throwing now. It's a righty. It is number 31, Jordan Marks. Pitch number 2 on the 1-0 count is a little bit low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Fitzsimmons is on second. Crossing is on first. Chris Myers with 20 RBIs on the year can deliver here with a good base hit. High fly ball, foul territory near the third base dugout, and it will drop out of play. Count now goes 2-1 to Chris Myers, who in his freshman campaign at Toledo had 41 appearances, hit .278 with 2 home runs, 18 RBIs, and there was a stretch for the Rockets this past spring where he reached base safely 21 straight games. He calls time here, and now he'll step in. He has a 2-1 count, 1 out, and 2 runners aboard. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. He evens up the count now at 2-2. Casablanco, he has struggled a little bit here in this 4th inning, but not much to raise too high of a red flag other than the fact he is a position player and not a normal pitcher. He struggled a little bit with his command. He did walk somebody. He's given up a couple of base hits, but he gets the strikeout here, and there's now 2 away. Chris Myers goes down swinging. He's now 1 for 3 on the day. Tyson Hayes 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the first will step in. Popped out to short his last time up. 2 outs, runner on first and second. It's a 4-2 ball game. Mariners trailing here in Lima, but they do have 6 hits already. Hayes will be trying to deliver with his second base hit of the game. The dimensions, by the way, here at Simmons Field, it is 327 down the lines. It's actually 327 down left, 330 down right, and 400 straight away center. Hayes, a man who could potentially tie the game with one swing of the bat, but just a base hit here. You don't want to see teams relying on the home run too much, and Mariners have not been that kind of team, but they've gotten home runs when they've needed them. Hayes will take strike one on the edge of the plate there. Count goes 0-1. And despite the call and the good pitch there by Casablanca, must not have been the pitch that catcher Waltman was expecting, because now he wants to go and have a conversation with it, with his catcher or his pitcher. It's very rare that you see, after a good pitch like that, you see a meeting on the mound. Normally it's after a guy has struggled and usually gets 3-0, or he walks 3 guys straight, that you see the catcher go out, but there must have been a mix-up in signs there. Waltman will return back behind the plate. Casablanca will return to the mound. And we'll go again, the count. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. About the man on second is Fitzsimmons. Off the bat of Hayes, but right to the shortstop Simmons, who kneels down and makes the catch. So the Mariners do score 1 more run. They only trail by 2 now. It's 4-2. But the Mariners also, they get 2 base hits. They leave 2 men aboard, and they record no errors in this inning. We'll now head to the bottom of the 5th inning, a 4-2 ball game. Lima Locos on top, and the top of the order, Anthony Amicagello, Cade Beloso, and Brad Croy due up. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I got plenty of baseball on the other side of this break. Going to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it'll be Philip Hoffman returning to the mound for the Mariners. He just pitched a 1-2-3, or correction, he pitched a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd, only gave up the solo home run in the 4th on the 2nd pitch to Mark Casablanca. And other than that, it was 2 strikeouts and a ground out to short. That retired the side. Locos do lead 4-2, and Hoffman will try to keep it that way along with his Mariners defense. They got 1 back in the 5th. Stepping in is Anthony Amicagello, 1 for 2 on the day, led off the bottom of the 1st with a single, flew out to center, his 2nd time up in the 2nd. First pitch to him is a high pop-up into the shallow right. Actually, it will not even leave the infield. Spry will get underneath that, and so 1 pitch, 1 out as Anthony Amicagello pops out to first. Cade Beloso 0 for 1 on the day, flew out to right in the 2nd, walked his first time up in the 1st, steps in. Louisiana Gatorade State Player of the Year in high school, of course. He's yet to attend college, but he will be this fall. He'll be attending LSU. He hits a high fly one into shallow center, and it will drop for a base hit as Fitzsimmons can't get to it in time. So Beloso will get himself his first base hit of the game. He's now 1 for 2. And Brad Croy, the left fielder, also 1 for 2. Singled his first time up in the 1st, came around to score eventually after that. And then he's also flown out to center. Righty-righty matchup here as Hoffman remains on the mound. Nobody up and throwing in the Mariners bullpen. No real reason, in my opinion, for somebody to be up and throwing yet. Just kind of a checkup here in the 5th inning. First pitch is called strike one, right on the inside edge of the plate. Runner on first, one out. It's 4-2. Lima Locos leading here at their home turf. Hoffman sets. The 0-1 pitch delivered. This one inside and low. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Croy, for the Bowling Green State University Falcons this past season, had 20 appearances and a single start as a pitcher. 37 and a third innings pitch. Here's a high fly ball out to center field. Going back towards the fence is Fitzsimmons. He'll make the catch. And there's now 2 away. The second time that Croy has flown out to center. Malik Spratling steps in. 3 RBI double in the first. He grounded right back to the pitcher in the second. He is 1 for 2 on the day. It's 2 outs, runner on first. Hoffman will go back to work in a 4-2 ball game where the Mariners trail. Here's a high fly drive out to left field, going back out of room and out of here. As that one stays fair. Second home run of the game off of Hoffman. It's a 2-run homer. And that is RBIs number 4 and 5 in the game for Spratling. On the first pitch, Spratling jumps on it. He is now 2 for 3 on the day. 2 extra base hits, 5 RBIs. It's now 6-2. And another 4-run, and now it's 4-run ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. Largest lead for the Locos. Brings up Tyler Simon, who grounded to short. His only 2 times up. A couple of 6-3 plays have gotten him out. And now, with 2 outs, he steps on with nobody aboard in a 6-2 ball game. Hoffman delivers low, ball 1. One 0 pitch. Hoffman sets, delivers. Inside here to Simon. It's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. For Spratling, by the way, that is home run number 1 of the year, and he has doubled up his RBI count on the season. Again, I mentioned Spratling joined this team late, and he is making a huge impact. Simon's going to ground this one down the third base line. It's going to go foul. That'll be the first count in the strike category to him here in this at-bat. It's now 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody aboard. The 2-1 pitch, grounded right back to Hoffman, makes the barehanded grab, and then throws it over to first. Wow. What a smooth play there by Hoffman. Just caught it barehanded right on the bounce. And then just casually flips it over 1-3. Simon is now 0 for 3, and the side is retired. But a 2-run homer by Malik Spratling gets 2 runs on the board on 2 hits. No men left aboard and no errors. We will now head to the top of the 6th inning. Mariners trailing 6-2 here on the road. But we got plenty of baseball on the other side of the breaks. Still plenty of time for the Mariners to come back. And it all starts with Jake McCall, Evan Spry, and Mackenzie Hicks. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball. I shall return on the other side. So Mark Casablanco goes far enough to get the win. If this result were to hold, he goes 5 innings, gives up 2 runs, gives up 6 hits, hits a batter, walks 1, and strikes out 4. Not a bad day for somebody who usually plays the outfield and doesn't pitch a lot. Jordan Marks is the new pitcher on the mound. Righty wearing number 31. 13th appearance of the season. He has a 6.28 ERA in 24 1/3 innings pitched. He does have 1 save on the season. He's given up a few home runs though. 29 strikeouts and 8 walks though. He is from Brights Grove, Ontario, Canada. He attends South Carolina Upstate, where he just finished his freshman season. Had 15 appearances and 12 starts. 2-1-6 record, or 2-2-6 record. 2 wins, 6 losses, a 57 2/3 innings pitched, 6.40 ERA, and 36 punch-outs. First pitch is called strike here to McCall. Second pitch is grounded to the second baseman, and Amacagello flips it over to first. And McCall is retired. He goes to 0-3 on the day, 4-3. The grounding play there. 1 out brings up Evan Spry. It's 6-2. Mariners trailing here on the road. Left-handed batting Blue Jay from Creighton. 1-2 on the day with a single in the 4th. Grounded to the third baseman in his first time up. 1-2. Spry steps in, batting left against the righty. He takes a pitch right down Broadway, and that's strike 1. 0-1 the count here. 1 out, nobody aboard. Mariners trailing 6-2. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled back and out of play. The count quickly 0-2 here to Spry. Spry against Creighton this past season had 12 appearances, 5 starts, hit .238 with 5 RBIs and a home run. He looks at strike 3, so on 3 straight pitches, Spry goes down looking, and there's now 2 up, 2 down. Mariners trailing 6-2, nobody aboard for Mackenzie Hicks. Playing second base here today, 0-2 on the day, struck out looking his first time up. Popped out to second his recent time back in the 4th. First pitch to him is going to be high fly ball. It will be caught, though. Just hung up there just a little bit too much. Davis is able to make a diving catch. Looked like it could have been a line drive base hit for Hicks, but instead it's out number 3, correction. And the Mariners go in order in the 6th. 6-2 ball game. Mariners trailing here at Lima. And for the Locos, Casablanco, Doty, and Davis due up. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back out to Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. Philip Hoffman coming out for the bottom of the 6th inning. Mariners trailing 6-2 here. They have gotten 6 base hits, though, and have yet to record an error defensively. Just the hits for Lima have been bigger and louder, including a couple of home runs and a 3 RBI double. Hoffman has pitched all in all a pretty good game, pretty efficient, just a couple of lapses in which the Locos have been able to take advantage of is reason why the Mariners are trailing, but not much more you can ask from Hoffman. And so Mark Casablanco started as the pitcher. He will stay in as the DH. Cuts and misses on pitch number 1. Left-handed batter. He had a solo homer to lead off the 4th and grounded to first. His first time up, he is 1-2. 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Hoffman quickly ahead of him, 0-2. Again, Lima Locos are still trying to get back, or still trying to claim a home playoff game, trying to claim that 2nd seed. Pitch 3 misses low, ball 1, 1-2 the count here to Casablanco. Lima Locos either need to win both today and tomorrow, or win one of today or tomorrow and hope that Saginaw loses. Low it in the dirt, blocked up there by Hayes. Count runs even 2-2 to Casablanca, leading off the bottom of the sixth. Because in the north, clinching the top seed is the St. Clair Green Giants with a record of 26-15 so far. Lima Locos half a game up over Saginaw. Casablanca fouls it off towards the screen. Count runs 2-2 still. And then Saginaw currently sits third, final playoff spot clinched by them, but they are fighting for the second seed and to get a chance to host the play-in round. And here's some updates from the scores around the league. 2-2 pitch, blocked up there by Hayes. Count runs full now, 3-2 as it's missed low. Monarchs now lead 3-1 in Flat Rock, their hometown. Bottom of the fifth inning there. Steam in the bottom of the third, and Cincinnati lead 4-3 over the Hamilton Joes. Clippers lead 4-0 over the Leprechauns in the bottom of the fourth. Top of the sixth, Jazz and Richmond tied with the Senia Scouts. So from 0-2 to being walked, Casablanca gets a board on the walk there. So leadoff walk now for Braden Doty, 0-2 on the day. Struck out, swinging his first time up, grounded to short back in the fourth. 0-2, steps in, righty-righty matchup here. As we await the first pitch, Hoffman delivers. High fly ball going out to right, back towards the fence. R.J. Williams near the track makes the catch, and there's now one away. Right fielder R.J. Williams retires Braden Doty for the third time here today. And that brings up an 0-for-1 man with a strikeout swinging. Also a walk for Jess Davis. Walked his first time up, struck out swinging as part of a back-to-back strikeout setup for Hoffman. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Casablanca does have 8 stolen bases on the season, by the way, so look for him to run. First pitch is outside here to Hayes. Or to Davis. Hayes catches it. Keeps it in front of him. The count goes 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. 6-2 the score. Mariners trailing here at Simmons Field. Lights have turned on now here as the sun starts to set and go behind the tree line. That works as a backdrop for this Simmons Field here in Lima. This pitch is high, but I do believe that Davis called timeout before the pitch was actually officially delivered, so it'll just be basically a warm-up pitch, and that one missed high, so a freebie there for Hoffman to try to rethink things. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner on first. Hoffman delivers this one on the plate, and it'll be fouled off. Count runs 1-1 now as that one gets out of play. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Throw back here to first. It's a high throw, but Spry managed to grab it before it goes in foul territory and allows Casablanca to advance and avoid the error. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The delivery. High drive out to center field. Fitzsimmons can make the catch, and there's now 2 away. The throw back into the infield by Fitzsimmons actually got away from Mackenzie Hicks, the second baseman, but Spry backed it up nicely. And there's now 2 away. And a 6-2 ball game. Locos leading. A couple of flyouts there after the leadoff walk, and Hoffman working around it. Christian Waltman has struck out swinging here today. In the fourth, he's also laid down a sacrifice bunt. With 2 outs, that's not an option here. First pitch to him is swung on, fouled down the right field line, and it'll go out of play. 0-1 the count here, 2 outs, runner on first. Again, the score is 6-2. Each side has recorded 6 hits and recorded 0 errors thus far. And what has been a very quick-moving ball game, only an hour and 30 minutes into this one. Throw down here, and it is swung and missed. He got him to chase the low and outside. A great pitch there by Hoffman. Took the last-minute dip. And Waltman finds himself in an 0-2 count here. Hoffman looking for strikeout number 4. Looks in for his sign. Steps. The 0-2 pitch. Runner goes. Fouled towards the first base dugout. And Casablanco slides into second. And all he does there is make his uniform dirty as he now has to go trot back down to first. If you like Mariners baseball, you've got one more chance to tune in and catch the final game here of the season for the Mariners. The final regular season of the game for the Locos, final regular season game for the Locos. Time called here by Waltman. The 0-2 count holds. Tomorrow, 4:35 start. And the Mariners, Lima Locos will conclude the regular season. That'll be at Montgomery Field. Mariners will end at home and look for one last victory tomorrow. There's now an injury concern here as Casablanco is kind of holding his hand. He may have slid in there awkwardly. But now Casablanco, potentially with an injury, could be removed from this game. Believed he is cut on his hand. He keeps reaching down to the ground to kind of wipe it off. And now here comes the athletic staff to give him a wrap-up, which is white, which would be a concern if he were a pitcher, because if he were a pitcher, he would have to remove the white wrapping. We actually ran into that issue when Chris Myers got his first appearance on the mound. He had cut himself in an at-bat on his elbow. He wrapped it up. It was a white gauze thing, and though the umpire said, hey, you can't have that on because it's white, any other color would have been fine. He said he either has to put on sleeves or he has to take that off. He didn't have a long sleeve shirt, so he had to take it off. By then, he had pretty much clotted up and started to scab, so there's no problem. Casablanco stays in the game. He just gets a wrap for his thumb. And we await now officially the 0-2 pitch here for Christian Waltman. Struck out swinging his last time up, so also laid down a sacrifice bunt. Low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It is 6-2. Lima Locos leading here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sun setting past the trees now. It's a nice orange sun. Frames this game nicely. I would love to take a picture of it, as it just is a beautiful image here. Baseball is always beautiful, but you had a sun drop, a sunset like it behind there going past the trees. It's beautiful. That pitch misses low. Ball 2. The count evens now at 2-2 with 2 outs. Here comes a pitch low. Now the count is full. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Casablanco considered running there, but he holds up. And now we await the payoff pitch. Hoffman to Casablanco, who he walked. Similar situation. Got ahead 0-2 and then 4 straight pitches, 4 walks. Now to Waltman. He tries to avoid doing something similar. Runner goes. Line drive into left field, but coming over is left fielder in McCaw, and the side is retired. An F8, an F9, and an F7 in this inning get around the leadoff walk. 1 man is left aboard. No runs, no hits, no errors. We now head to the top of the 7th. Mariners trailing 6-2. And for your Grand Lake Mariners, it is R.J. Williams, Van Acker, and Steven Fitzsimmons due up. This is Mariners Baseball live from Simmons Field and on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Jordan Marks, who came in to start the 6th inning for the Locos, comes back out onto the mound here. He'll be going up against R.J. Williams, Van Acker, and Stephen Fitzsimmons for the Mariners, due up. R.J. Williams, the right fielder, is 0 for 1 on the day, lined right to the first baseman. His first time up, a knock that would have been a little bit to the left, would have been into right field, but it was not meant to be. He was hit by a pitch his first time up right on his upper arm. 0 for 1, he steps in. Left-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. 6-2 the score, Mariners trailing. First pitch is delivered a little bit high, ball 1. 1-0 pitch is cut on and missed. Count now goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Marks looks in for his pitch. He will step and deliver the 1-1 pitch. Framed nicely there by Waltman, and now the count will go 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. R.J. Williams will step back in. Waltman steps back on the 1-2 pitch. Foul back to the screen, and the count will go 1-2. Oh, hold it 1-2 rather. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The umpire will hand deliver the ball to Jordan Marks. I often wonder why the umpire wants to do that. Sometimes they don't throw it out there when they hand deliver. They actually go out there and walk. Sometimes I wonder if they're giving a little bit of a warning. Don't know why. He didn't do anything wrong, but here comes the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and R.J. Williams will strike out. Second strikeout of the day for Jordan Marks, and there's 1 away here in the top of the 7th inning. 1 out, nobody aboard, 6-2. The Mariners trailing here at Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. Right-handed batter, Van Acker, takes strike 1, outside corner at the knees. Count goes no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The 0-1 pitch is low. Gets away from Waltman, the catcher, but nobody aboard, no need to chase. Count runs now even at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Foul back and out of play. The count runs now 1-2 to Van. Van Acker, the shortstop, mentioned yesterday, he broke an 0 for 24 streak at his first time up. He didn't strike out a couple of times, but he got himself 2 singles and 2 RBIs on 2 separate sac fly situations. The 1-2 pitch here will be lined right to Beloso, who can make a jump up to catch it. Was a little bit high, but he hopped up to make the catch. Another line out to the first baseman, and there's now 2 up, 2 down for Stephen Fitzsimmons. 1 for 2 on the day with a single. He's also popped out to the shortstop, and he walked his last time up. First pitch is right down the middle. We strike 1. It is a completely different look here from Marks than Casablanco. Difference, of course, just being one is a righty, one is a lefty, framed there nicely by Waltman, now quickly 0-2. But not only is it just a difference between right-handed thrower and a left-handed thrower, but Waltman, your actual pitcher, he throws strikes, he throws really fast. A little bit low and outside, ball 1, the count goes 1-2. Marks throwing a lot more strikes, throwing a lot faster. He throws harder. His pitches, of course, are actual pitches and not just tossed to the plate. Fitzsimmons will line this one foul and out of play past the third base dugout. The count will hold it 1-2, 2 outs, nobody aboard in a 6-2 ball game. Locos leading. But the biggest difference is the speed, and Mariners batting has to adjust to that. Here comes a grounder. Second baseman cannot make the play. The shortstop, and Simon can catches the hop off the second baseman's glove, but he's not able to make a throw. An infield single there for Fitzsimmons. He's now 2 for 3 on the day. 2 outs, he's aboard. So at 2 outs, Blake Crossing, the third baseman, steps in. He is 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI single his last time up. He takes a curveball there. Strike one on the edge of the plate, high corner. Count goes 0-1. 2 outs, runner on first. 6-2 the score. The Mariners have 7 hits on the game. Crossing with one of them. Looks at a pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, Blake Crossing, the switch hitter, started off batting from the right against a lefty, but now he gets to turn around to the left and now bat left against a righty. Takes the first pitch. Steven Fitzsimmons runs. The throw is in time, and Fitzsimmons is out. He gets caught stealing. 6-2 there. Mariners get 1 base hit, but he ends up caught stealing. No runners left aboard, no errors, and no runs cross the plate. We'll head to the bottom half of the 7th. In the 7th inning stretch, on the other side, it is Amicagello, Beloso, and Croy due up for the Locos. This is Mariners Baseball, live from Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. You're listening to the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. New pitcher on the mound here for the Grand Lake Mariners. Philip Hoffman went 6 innings. He allowed 6 runs, all of which were earned, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 3 punch-outs. New pitcher on the mound is Jonah Jenkins for the Mariners. Jenkins wearing number 51, making his 10th appearance on the season. A righty from Parker, Colorado, and he attends Dartmouth College. Just had his freshman season there where he did not make an appearance. He has a 2.74 ERA and 19 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 4 extra base hits, which includes 2 home runs. He's punched out 19 batters, walked 8. He is 3-0 on the season. He comes into a 6-2 ball game, and he'll start the 7th inning for the Mariners. He'll go up against the top of the order as Hoffman faces every batter in the lineup 3 times. Anthony Amicagello 1 for 3, singled his first time up to lead off the 2nd inning. Came around to score, since flown out and popped out. Again, the score is 6-2 here. Mariners do have 7 hits. Only scored 2 runs on them, though. That was much of a problem last time we were in this ballpark. Way back in June. Seems like forever ago, yet just yesterday. Mariners left a small village on the mound, on the bases. Jenkins delivers the first pitch inside, ball 1. And now here comes the 1-0 pitch to the leadoff man and Amicagello. He takes strike 1 called. Count goes even 1-1. The 1-0 pitch is 1-1 pitch is popped sky high. Blake Crossing, the third baseman, calls for it. He comes over, makes the catch. Second time today that Anthony Amicagello has popped out to an infielder, and there's now 1 up, 1 down for a 1-for-2 man. Singled in the 5th, flew out to right in the 2nd, walked his first time up, came around to score as well. 6-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th, nobody aboard. The first pitch here to Cade Beloso is low, ball 1. 1-0 the count here, 1 out. Jenkins steps, delivers the 1-0 pitch. Same spot. Missing ever so slightly again. The count goes now 2-0. And I'm talking, these pitchers are just missing. Not much better pitches than that. Veloso will check his swing this time. It'll go to the exact same spot, just a little bit low and outside. Count now goes 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. This one right down Broadway. Count now goes 3-1 as it's called strike one. Veloso, wearing number 35, is a man who can do it all. He's going to line this one, though. Grounder right to Mackenzie Hicks. Throws it over to first. 2 up, 2 down. 4-3 the play there. Brings up Brad Croy, the left fielder, 1 for 3 on the day with a single in the first. Came around to score. And then a couple of flyouts to center. Righty-righty matchup here as Jenkins tries to work a 1-2-3 inning. Let's talk about Brad Croy, his second time through, and how with Bowling Green he pitched. Who was one of Bowling Green State University's better pitchers, all in all with a 4.58 ERA. 36 punch-outs, worked as the closer. He swings and misses, strike one. The 0-1 pitch is nice curveball just off the plate, though, in the inside corner. 1-1, the count evens up. He also had 5 saves, worked as the designated closer for the Falcons this past spring. He also registered 80 at-bats, hit 263 with a 322 on-base percentage. He's very much your kind of do-it-all man, as he fouls it back and out of play. He was expected to take on that kind of role here with the Locos. He's actually initially was listed as a pitcher until just recently they kind of just put him under the other or utility category. Jenkins steps, delivers the 1-2 pitch. Croy will foul it out of play down the right field line. R.J. Williams, it actually looks like it will stay close to in play. That one was actually closer than I thought to being a solo shot for Croy, but instead it just goes out of play. It will count 1-2. As I mentioned, though, Croy was supposed to take on that kind of do-it-all role, but a elbow injury early in the season kind of sidelined him from pitching duties. He took a lot of DHing duties for the first half of the season. He now, of course, plays in the outfield. He's going to pop one high into center field, and Fitzsimmons will make the catch. That is the 3rd time that Croy has been caught, flown out to Fitzsimmons' glove. He is 1 for 4 on the day, and the side goes in order in the bottom of the 7th. We head to the top of the 8th. It's a 6-2 ball game. Mariners trailing here, and they've got 2 more opportunities to try to come back and tie it up or take a lead. It all starts with Blake Crossing, Chris Myers, and Tyson Hayes on the other side of this break, and the top of the 8th. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Jordan Marks back on the mound here for his 3rd inning of work. Blake Crossing will lead it off here for the top of the 8th. Blake Crossing played a lot as the leadoff man in the lineup, but with the Mariners out of the postseason, Stephen Fitzsimmons was put in that role just kind of as a chance for him to kind of learn that role. And he's done well in it, all in all. Crossing will take the first pitch lone outside, ball 1. Crossing 1 for 3 on the day, grounded into a fielder's choice, struck out, and has also had an RBI single. He cuts and misses on pitch number 2. It's now 1-1. 6-2 Mariners trailing here at Simmons Field. They have recorded 7 base hits. They've been able to get their men aboard. It's just been scoring them has been the problem. A couple times they've been caught stealing. They've left men aboard all day. They've left a total of 6 men aboard. 2 people have been caught stealing. A 2-1 pitch here now to Crossing is fouled back to the screen, and the count will go even at 2-2. The 3rd pitch missed off the plate. I'd like to thank you all for listening, for wherever you may be listening. I am live from Simmons Field. Donovan Mann, the voice of the Grand Lake Mariners, bringing you game number 41 of the season. This one will be grounded to Simon, the shortstop. Throw over to first, pulls the man off the bag. And there will be an error there on the shortstop, Simon, an E6. And that gets crossing aboard. He just pulled Beloso off the bag. He couldn't spin around and tag crossing. So the first error of the game is credited to shortstop Tyler Simon. With a man aboard now, Chris Myers will step in. He is tripled in the first. He's 1 for 3 with a flyout and a strikeout. He takes outside ball 1. There's somebody up and throwing in the bullpen for the Locos. I believe it is number 21, Malik Spratling, is now warming up in the bullpen. I don't think that's right because he's in right field, but you never know. That one is fouled back and out of play. Count goes 1-1. It's possibly 27 Cass Silber, but I can't quite see because how far away it is. Myers fouls that pitch off. Count evens at 1-1 now. 1-1 pitch. Good curveball there by Jordan Marks. The count now runs 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Myers, the Toledo Rocket, at the plate, had a spectacular freshman season. Already mentioned how his numbers had 41 appearances. Good batting average. Good batting average with 278, couple home runs, 18 RBIs, reached base safely 21 straight times. Mariners, he came into today hitting 328 correction, with a .410 on base percentage. He swings and misses though on the 1-2 pitch after fouling one off. He goes down swinging. There's now 1 away. Second time he struck out here today. Tyson Hayes 1 for 3 on the day. He lined out to the first baseman his 1 time up. Had an RBI single back in the first. He's also popped out to short as well. A couple times that the shortstop has gotten a hold of him, as that line out was actually to the shortstop. Hayes takes inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. It's a 6-2 ball game. Mariners trailing here against the Lima Locos in Lima. Hayes taps this one foul back to the backstop. The count will even up at 1-1. Late Crossing is on first. Crossing does have 8 stolen bases on the season. Not getting too threatening of a leadoff, though. But we shall see if they decide to run him. The 1-1 pitch. Foul by Hayes again. And the count will go 1-2. This one rolls towards the third base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first. Hayes, right-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher Marks. Marks looks in for a sign, checks back to first. The 1-2 pitch is going to be a blooper that drops out into left center. A single there for Hayes. His second base hit of the game, moves Crossing over to second as well. 8th base hit of the game for the Mariners, second for Hayes. He's now 2 for 4. That brings up Jake McCaw. 0 for 3 on the day. He is flown out to left, struck out swinging, and he's grounded to second most recently. That was the first man that Jordan Marks faced. McCaw, a man who could bring it back within 1 with 1 swing of the bat, but he can also just keep this rally going. Anything to keep momentum up for the Mariners as they've started to try to claw back and start something here in the top of the 8th. They still trail by 4, but they've got a couple of runners aboard with 1 out. The first pitch here to the left-handed batter, McCall, catches the edge of the plate, called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Check back to second. The 1-2 pitch is called strike 2 as that one curves right in there. Quickly 0-2 here to McCall, who's going to have to work the count and get something he wants. McCall steps back in. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. McCall goes down swinging for the second time here today. And there's now 2 away with a runner on first and second for Evan Spry. 1 for 3 on the day. Grounded to first his 1 time up. Singled in the 4th. And then struck out looking most recently in the 6th. It is now for Jordan Marks 4 strikeouts on the day, which matches the 4 put up 4 strikeouts by starting pitcher Mark Castablanco. First pitch is low and outside, ball one. Marks checks in, now looks back to second, the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off and out of play. Count goes now 1-1. Something new here that wasn't quite in place when we were last here was a parking lot behind the field and behind the press box, but people who park back there put their cars in danger if that one dents or cracks one. This one's a good pitch there. Curveball drops in the zone. The ball count now goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. He has really gotten, by he I mean Jordan Marks, has really got that curveball working. This one's going to be grounded right back to him. He makes a play to get his glove on it, flips it over first. 1-3 the play. They get 2 aboard. They leave them stranded. Only 1 hit and 1 error. 2 men left aboard. No runs cross the plate. We'll now head to the bottom of the 8th. And the Mariners trailing 6-2 here. And due up for the Locos, it is Malik Spratling, Tyler Simon, and Mark Casablanco. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Jonah Jenkins, who came on to pitch a 1-2-3 7th inning, steps back on for the 8th inning, and what could be the last time we see the Lima Locos at bat here in this one, as they lead 6-2 over your Grand Lake Mariners. But still plenty of baseball here. There's no such thing as a clock in baseball, only outs, and a 4-run deficit is nothing compared to what the Mariners have come back from a couple of times in this one. Jonah Jenkins will try to hold the score as is and give his Mariners a chance in the top of the 9th. Malik Spratling, 2 for 3 on the day with a double that carried 3 RBIs and a 2-run homer. Also grounded out to the pitcher as well. First pitch from Jenkins to him is popped back and out of play. The count will go 0-1. Spratling with 5 RBIs on the day. Doubles his season total. Only joined the team just this past week or so. 0-1 pitch to him is a check swing. They will say he went around. Could not hold up. He's quickly down in the hole. 0-2. Jenkins looking for his first strikeout in this game. Philip Hoffman recorded 3. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Tries to drop in the curveball, but it'll miss just a little bit high. The count goes 1-2. Jenkins also lost his hat on that one. Maybe took it off because he was upset he didn't drop the pitch like he liked it. Now he steps, delivers the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Down goes swing will be Spratling. He is now 2 for 4. And there's one away in the bottom of the 8th. Tyler Simon 0 for 3. As we hit 2 hours of play here at Simmons Field. Simon has grounded out twice to the shortstop and once back to the pitcher. It was a great play by starting pitcher Philip Hoffman. Just casually caught it smoothly in his bare hand, flipped it over. That was one of the best plays I'd seen defensively from a pitcher, not just this season, but in all time. And it earned style points too, because Hoffman didn't even flinch. First pitch here to Simon is ball 1. Second one catches the high of the zone, catching the top part. It'll be now strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody aboard. 6-2 the score here at Simmons Field. It'll be a ground ball to Spry, the first baseman, flips it over to Jenkins, who covers at first, runs over to cover at first, and 3-1, 2 up, 2 down for Mark Casablanco. Started the day on the mound, has since taken over as the DH. He was also hitting as a pitcher. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a solo homer that led off the 4th. With 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch is a bouncer that gets right over Hayes' glove and high on the screen. It's called ball 1, 1-0 the count here. Casablanco is actually 1 for 2 on the day. Ground it to the first baseman in the first, solo home run to lead off the 4th, and then walked his last time up. He takes a pitch inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. 6-2 the score. Mariners trailing here on the road. This one will be fouled towards the first base dugout. And now it's 1 strike, 2 balls. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody aboard. The 2-1 pitch, fouled towards the first base dugout again, and we'll go now with Deuces Wild at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Couple of foul offs there. Casablanco just trying to get a piece of it. He has worked himself from 2-0 to 2-2. Now Jenkins steps the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Second strikeout of the inning. A good pitch there by Hoffman to catch the knees. And there are 3 up, 3 down. No runs across the plate, no hits, no errors, no men left on base. We will now head to the top half of the 9th and the Mariners' last chance to try to come back in this one. It all starts with Mackenzie Hicks and R.J. Williams, not to mention Van Acker. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So Jordan Marks goes 3 innings without allowing a run, gives up 2 hits, no walks, and strikes out 4 batters. Bryson Finney will come on now for the Locos, a left-hander with a 4-run differential between the Mariners and the Locos. Locos on top. Finney, this will be his 13th appearance. He is 1-2 with a 3.71 ERA, 26 2/3 innings pitched. Does have a save, but this is not a save opportunity. Giving up 3 extra base hits, which includes 2 home runs. Punched out 28 batters, walked 8. Finney on the mound now for the Locos. 6-2 the score. Mackenzie Hicks will lead it off for the Mariners. Bottom third of the order due up. Hicks, Williams, and Acker. First pitch to Hicks is swung on and missed, chasing the high heat there. And Finney gets ahead 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Once again blows the high heat past him, and now it's 0-2 quickly here to Hicks. Mariners have gotten 8 base hits in this game and have played pretty sound defensively. This one high and outside. Hicks lays off, and now it's ball 1. 1-2 the count. The 1-2 pitch. Holds up his swing as that one's inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pretty large crowd brought out here on this Saturday evening. 2 hours and 5 minutes into play. The 2-2 pitch by Hicks is a blooper into right field. and he will lead it off with a single. First base hit of the game for Mackenzie Hicks. He goes 1 for 4. And now R.J. Williams, 0 for 2, lined out to the first baseman, struck out looking. He was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, though. He steps in, runner on first. Base hit number 9 was brought to you by Mackenzie Hicks for the Mariners. 6-2, and the Mariners are trying to get something going here in the top half of the ninth to try to tie it up or take a lead. R.J. Williams, the Bowling Green State University man, had 39 appearances in 22 starts for the Falcons this past season. Hit .288 with 3 RBIs. He swings and misses on the first pitch. .391 on-base percentage and a couple of doubles for Williams as well this past spring, his junior season. He's down to the count 0-1, nobody out, runner on first. The 0-1 pitch. High drive out into center field, but the center fielder in Davis can come underneath it. There's one away. 2 more outs to go here for Finney. And Van Acker, 1 for 3 on the day. Had a double back in the 5th. He's grounded out and lined out as well. Van Acker wearing number 70. Attends Alma College where he had 42 appearances, hit .284. First pitch to him is going to be past the shortstop's glove and a blooper into center field. Second single of the inning for the Mariners. Base hit number 10. Runners at first and second for Stephen Fitzsimmons. 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles and a walk as well. He steps in. He could deliver here with a base hit, try to get the bases loaded or drive in the run from second. Lefty-lefty matchup here as Finney, the left-hander, steps back on. One out, runners at first and second. Finney drops a curveball in there. Strike 1 called. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and second. 6-2 the score. Mariners trying to get back in this one. This will be grounded right here to second for 1. 4-6-3. Game-ending double play. Fitzsimmons grounds to the second baseman. Flips over to the shortstop covering at second. And then back to first for 2. It's 4-6-3. Double play. Mariners do get 2 base hits in this inning for a total of 10 in the game. But they drop this one 6-2. They will now go to 500 in their last 4 games, and they'll go back home 0 for 5 against the Lima Locos, who have just had their number this season. Your player of the game will be Stephen Fitzsimmons. He was 2 for 3 on the day with a walk as well, couple of singles. He is your player of the game. Mariners drop this one 6-2. Winning pitcher on the day will be starter Mark Castablanco. Went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, allowed 6 hits, walked 1 and struck out 4. Your losing pitcher will be Philip Hoffman. In 6 innings, he gave up 6 runs, 6 walks, walked 3 and punched out 3. Just wasn't the Mariners' day. They could get the base hits. They just could not find a way to score them. They left a total of 8 men on the bags. A couple of guys got caught stealing. All in all, Mariners had themselves a pretty solid day, just didn't get the result they wanted. That'll just about conclude my broadcast. I'd like to send out a thank you to everybody who makes this season happen, including the host families for the Grand Lake Mariners. You guys are so important to this season. We just had host family night a couple of days ago. If you didn't come out, you missed a good one. I'd like to thank you all for listening. I'm Donovan Mann, the voice of the Grand Lake Mariners. I will see you tomorrow for a 4:35 first pitch in the final game of the season for the Mariners. It'll be at home at Montgomery Field. But for now, I'm Donovan Mann saying have a great night and go Mariners.